child with a properly formed identity intact? How can the movement be over when our young people are dropping out of high school in record numbers and far too many of them attending low-quality schools with too few books and not enough computers? How can the movement be over? With so many of us who cannot find work, who cannot afford decent housing, who cannot support our families, fathers gone, children disrespecting elders, mothers trying to be both parents, how can the movement be over? How can any of us think that this movement is over when we in fact come from a strong, productive, powerful heritage if we just learn the truth about history? How can the movement be over? And by a show of hands, I'd like to know how many of you have heard of the Jewish Holocaust? See? It's something to learn. My father often spoke about the parallel oppression of contemporary European Jews. He said Jewish people never lost pride in being Jewish. They knew they made a significant contribution to history despite the horrific crime committed against their humanity. They vow never to forget. They teach their children at a young age about the Jewish Holocaust, about their history and their culture. Their identity is intact. They vow never to forget who they are, and they ensure that the entire world knows as well. And they still are getting reparations from Germany. But we cannot say the same about the Holocaust of people of African ancestry who were stripped of everything necessary for a healthy identity formation, with our connectedness to the human family erased. But I would like to provide some historical facts, and all I ask is that you put a face on these many individuals' lives, that you put a face on the men, women, and children as if they were your own mothers, fathers, sisters, brothers, neighbors, and friends. The transatlantic slave trade was the largest forced migration of people in the history of the world. More than 20 million healthy and skilled, because oftentimes they want us to believe that these African people that were taken were non-productive and that they were just running around barefoot, swinging on vines. But if they were running around aimlessly, why would they take them to build other nations? So we have to understand that these were human beings who had a life, who had a culture, who had parents, healthy and skilled African men, women, and children who were deported from Africa to be enslaved in the Americas. More than 5 million healthy and skilled African men, women, and children died during that voyage. More than 15 million healthy and skilled African men, women, and children reached destinations that spanned from the Caribbean, all the countries of South and Central America, Mexico, and the United States. From the years of 1492 to 1820, 4 persons out of 5 who reached the New World were African men, women, and children. Only one was a European. They took so many out. They took so many African people out that Brazil was the closest place, the closest country to the continent, that there were more Africans in Brazil than most countries in Africa. Now that's just an absolute crime. And then when slavery ended, the government paid to import 5 million Europeans for the purpose of interbreeding with the African people. And so that's where this so-called exotic look comes from. And then that's why you have to, it just goes on and on. But what does the study say? It says that most of us have a person of African heritage in our family tree.